Hey folks, how you doing? Ethan Fletcher, your Best in the Bend, South Bend, Indiana car sales guy here in South Bend, Indiana. So we've got a new model here at Gurley Leap Southside Ford, and it is the 2018 Ford Ecosport. Now, Ford has spent the last 7 or 8 years telling us that it is called the EcoBoost. Our most popular engine is the EcoBoost. It is spelled E-C-O-B-O-O-S-T, in case you didn't know how to spell it. The EcoSport is spelled E-C-O-S-P-O-R-T. So it's like they thought the modern consumer was not confused enough, so they decided to confuse us just a little bit more. So here's the deal. Usually when I show you a new vehicle, all I do is I just show you the outside and what it looks like, and kind of tell you some of the cool stuff that you can do with the vehicle. I decided today, you know what, I'm going to take a drive in the vehicle because it's all new. I've never driven one of these, and see how it rides and how it handles. Now you're going to see a little bit later that the EcoSport is a very small SUV. It's smaller than the Ford Escape. As far as class size goes, it rates in the size of the Honda HR-V, the Chevy Trax, the Buick Encore, all really small SUVs, because Ford realized that there was a need for smaller SUVs in the market. In fact, cars are kind of moving away because they're getting a lot better fuel economy out of these SUVs. SUVs sit up higher, so they're super easy to get in and out of. So I'm jealous. I love my Ford Fusion Sport. It's all-wheel drive, but it's a car and it sits down lower. Has a great ride and handling when you're driving it, but man, just getting in and out of the thing is kind of tough compared to this. This vehicle sits up a little bit higher, even though it's a very small SUV. So this vehicle is going to be it's going to be really good for, first of all, single folks. Okay, if you don't have to put like 3 kids in the back seat, not a big deal. Or maybe a family with 1 or 2 kids, 2 kids tops, that they just need something for getting around town. Or I mean, even on long trips for that matter, because this thing, it's the SES. There's 4 trim levels on the EcoSport. This one's the SES. It's kind of a mid-level with sort of a sport appearance package on the interior and exterior, which I'll show you. But with 2 kids, they can fit pretty comfortably in the back seat, as long as they're not 6.5 feet tall. Okay. For long trips. Anyways, as I was saying, fuel economy, you're looking at 23 miles to the gallon in the city and 29 miles per gallon on the highway. And so you'll get pretty good fuel economy. It has a 4-cylinder. It's a 2.0 4-cylinder. And one of the reasons I wanted to drive this is because I wanted to see how much pep and how much get up and go it has, as well as how it handles on the highway. Now, right now, I'm here in town, and it seems to do pretty good. Now, I'm also liking the room that I have here. I know I'm not a real big person, but I have quite a bit of shoulder space here. I do like the fact that this has a sunroof, gives you some extra light inside the car, and I've got plenty of leg room, the way that I've got the seat adjusted. And you know, this thing really picks up exceptionally well in this downtown driving. We're gonna find out what it's like when it merges onto the highway. So I got up to 45 really easily, and slam on the brakes. This thing stops so smoothly. It just shifts great. Now, just real quick, not to trash on the competition, but I've been in some of the other smaller SUVs and that are out there. Ford hadn't came out with theirs yet. This is the first year for it, and some of these others have been around for a few years. And I was really apprehensive because I was worried, because the feel of these other SUVs that I had been in, just driving them, they kind of sucked. Like, the space was not good. They have a chintzy, cheap feel to them. And this thing, it feels good. It's got a leather-wrapped steering wheel, which gives you a feeling of quality. It's got a leather-wrapped shifter. The shifter's in a good spot. You can access all of your controls super easy here. Nothing's distracting. Like, the way the technology is set up in this doesn't distract me when I'm driving the vehicle. So, well, it's going to be a few minutes until I get a chance to merge onto the highway, so I'm going to pause this here. Alright, so here we go, getting ready to merge onto Highway 31. Won't get to spend a lot of time on the highway, but gives us a chance to accelerate on here. So once you rev the engine, it gets a little bit noisier. It is a 4-cylinder, but I haven't taken it over 4,000 RPMs yet, and it's just been smoothly accelerating. It's actually quite nice how quickly this thing gets up to speed, and at 65 miles an hour, it feels very solid. It feels good. Now, I was just driving on a really rough road, and that's something that's a huge test on this, is how it does on a rough road. It takes the bumps and takes the potholes here in South Bend, Indiana very well. So, all right, well, thankfully we've got some snow on the ground today, so the next test is going to be, how does the four-wheel drive perform in the snow? So what I get out of driving in the snow, we probably have about 6 inches of snow back here. It might be a little bit more than 6 inches. This thing just goes through it. You know, the traction control limits you from going too fast because it's keeping the tires from spinning. But in a lot of cheaper vehicles, and this is a cheaper vehicle price-wise, it's not an expensive SUV, a lot of times you'll hear the ABS just grinding, and you'll feel the vehicle pulling, and it drives me insane when I'm in a vehicle like this. This thing just holds steady, lets you drive straight, doesn't it doesn't spin you around like some of these vehicles do when they have the four-wheel drive system. So very cool, very awesome driving experience. All right, so finally here we are on the outside of it. Of course I picked a blue one in my favorite color because why wouldn't I? So as you'll notice, this one, like I said, has more of the like sport appearance package on it. So it's not called that, but it looks more like a sport appearance package. Has the darks around here, as well as the dark wheels for you. Has body color door handles as well as mirrors. And this has intelligent access, so as long as you've got that key in your pocket, your purse, you can put your hand behind the door handles, put your finger over this, and it'll lock the doors for you. So when it's cold out like this and you've got water on your hands, it can be a little bit harder. Now on the interior, I want to show you with this package. It's like the copper colored, almost an orangish colored accents on the interior. And also has it here on the seats. It's leather trimmed seats. I really like the interior on this. So I'm going to turn this around so you can see. You see how the touchscreen, it kind of like pops up out of the dash. It puts it here so it's close. It's easy for you to access if you do have to touch it while you're driving down the road or when you're sitting still. It's easy to access your navigation. And they have voice commands for all of that. So you can control your navigation, your audio, your phone. And instead of putting it in the dash away from you, you know, they put it closer, easier for you to see. All your controls down here, super easy to access. This one's got heated seats for both the driver and the passenger. They kept everything up here super simple. You can't really see it quite as much, but they kept it super simple for you and easy to read so that you're not distracted when you're driving down the road. Now, back seat. Everybody's wondering about that probably. Let me put this forward just a little bit, and I've got the gangster lean going on, but I want you to be able to see how much space is back here in the back seat. I didn't even need to put that seat up. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm gonna sit back here real quick because I love it. It's so easy to get in and out of this. It's ridiculous. So here I am in the back seat. I've got space. I need to put the headrest up because somebody's got them flipped down. I put that seat forward like 2 inches, and I've got like 4 inches of space here when I'm sitting up. Now, I like to slouch, and I can still slouch if I need to. Now, I'm not going to put 3 grown adults in the back seat, but I can easily put 2 grown adults in the back seat. When I'm sitting up, I've still got a little bit of headspace here as well, and then I've got plenty of knee room. So, despite looking super small, you still have plenty of space. Now, of course you're wondering about the space that you've got back here. Now, I don't really know how to use this yet. It's brand new. They put the handle right here for you. There's a button underneath there that you push before I break it. Now, I did already look this over a little bit. I like how this door opens out. That way, for all of you short people, you're not reaching up here trying to pull this thing down, because on these SUVs, they put them so ridiculously high that it's hard to reach, and can also be hard to pull down. Especially, look, I'm not short, but I don't weigh a whole lot, so I'm up there hanging on this thing trying to get it to come down. So I love how simple they made this for opening and closing. You don't have to worry about banging it on a garage door. Then back here, they give you a little bit of space under here as well. You've got a tonneau cover to hide your things under here. And then these seats are going to flip forward so that if you need more space to haul things. This particular one has a backup camera as well as the reverse sensing system. Has the bliss, so it has the blind spot detection. But wanted you to see this. See how cool of a little SUV it was, and really how well built and how nice this vehicle is. So folks, if you have any questions, feel free to call or text me 574-341-1042. Folks, make it a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it.